As a 16-year-old, 17-year-old high school student, you can apply to go to Ohio State College of Pharmacy or Ohio University's Medical College and get accepted into medical school. It's called Early Assurance Program. You are assured that we will give you a seat in med school.
Yeah.
We will give you a seat in pharmacy school. Meanwhile, go and get your bachelor's and then come into the program.
Oh, wow.
And I always set those boundaries, even in the classroom. I say, you email me after work hours, you'll hear from me the next day at work. Because I'm not working at 9 p.m. responding to your email. You can send it, but I'm not responding until the next day because it's not an emergency. I'm not an emergency doctor. Sorry.
Welcome to Empower Her. It's your girl and your host, Nana. This is a show we educate, elevate, and aspire to inspire. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So in season 4, we're talking about boss babe. Babes who are bossing it in the corporate world. They're entrepreneurs. Their lives itself screams boss babe. Today I have with me one of the boss babes, Dr. Janet Antwi. Hold on. She's a doctor. She is a doctor, Black woman. That's a doctor in chemistry. Dr. J, welcome to Empower Her. Now, this is your second time being on my show. That speaks so highly of you, of how highly I think of you. I think this show needs women like you. That's why I had to have you again on this season. Because your wisdom, your knowledge, everything about you, your aura, you need to grace this show. So welcome back to Empower Her.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be back here. I think the first time we met, it was a fun conversation. I've actually watched it back several times. So I think this will be fun too. So thank you. I'm really honored to be here. I think, it's an honor. That's what I can say.
Oh, thank you. So we are discussing boss babe, and in your line of work, I think it's boss enough because it's something I wish I could do, but girl, not my interest. But you're doing it, so kudos to you.
Thank you.
You are a doctor in chemistry. What's up? Why and how? Like, you could be anything in the world. You chose to be a doctor in chemistry. One subject that every person nearly don't like.
Somebody has to do it, though.
And you fill the gap?
I'm like, well, world, I'm going to show up for you.
Yeah.
So somebody has to do it. And I'm glad that I could be the face of a Black woman in science doing chemistry. It's not very common.
Yes, no.
So I don't know. I'm just, I guess, privileged and fortunate that my brain somehow tuned to that frequency and I just get it. So I think, I always say this, maybe God gave it to me also for a reason.
So do you think it's a passion of yours? Like chemistry is a passion?
Well, I would say definitely a passion, and also I think it's a gift.
Chemistry is a gift?
I think so. My brain likes that stuff, and I didn't pray for it, I just found out about it. It's not one thing that I went to God and I said, "Dear Lord, make me know like chemistry." I didn't.
Yeah.
So the fact that my brain somehow automatically works that way, I think that there is some engineer behind it who tuned my brain to just accept that concept for a reason.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't that, I probably won't be here, right?
That's true. I find it remarkable because in high school, I was a chemistry babe. You can't tell me nothing. I was in the labs, mixing all these chemicals, watching things explode. That was me. And I got to college. I said, no. I think chemistry was my first C. I was like, oh my goodness, take me out of here. I don't like it. So the fact that somebody like you can literally look at the periodic table and
all day
love it and want to teach it to students, that's passion.
Yes.
And I love how it's driving you to motivate students too, especially Black African students.
Yes.
And that's what I wanted to talk about today, where that passion is leading you, what you want to do for women and men, boys and girls who are in the STEM world.
Right. So I noticed, while it came, I guess, a little bit easier to me, I still I worked.
Your challenges?
Yes, you have to work. Even if you think that something comes natural to you, you have to build your craft. You have to learn. You have to put in the time. So I spent so much time in school learning this subject. And now that I've mastered it, I want to pass that knowledge on to other people. I do notice that it is a challenging topic for most students. And so as a professor, I'm actually very excited that I'm able to break it down for my students to enjoy this thing that I love, right? So you love it, you want other people to love it.
as well.
So you have to find creative ways of teaching it so that in college it won't be so challenging because I think it's a fantastic subject. But I think who teaches it makes a difference.
Yeah, that's
so I'm putting the time in to be good at teaching it so that more people can pursue their career goals. I don't want this subject to be the roadblock. I've met many medical doctors that didn't like chemistry. They're like, I had to take chemistry more than once or this. When I hear that, it breaks my heart because I want you to go and get your dream career, whether it's medicine, pharmacy. I don't want chemistry to be that subject that turned you the other way.
Yeah.
So I really pride myself that I get to teach students, and because of me and my class, they're able to continue their med school dream and whatever dreams that they have, their STEM dreams.
Okay.
Because this class will not get you out, especially now when I'm teaching it.
Okay, period.
You're not leaving. You staying. You're going to get it today.
So what about your teaching skill that is different from others? Because I remember, like, I don't know why all of a sudden I see myself sitting in my chemistry class now, and literally it was, well, a whole bunch of stuff on the what's it called, drywall, whatever.
Yeah, the board.
Yeah, the board. They write a whole bunch of stuff. You copy it down, go study it, watch some videos, come back, test and quiz. And some people are falling asleep. Some people are not even, like, it's a dry environment.
It's the person who's making it dry. One of my students says, Dr. Antwi, I don't mean this to be offensive, but you are not like the other professors. You're not boring.
Okay.
You are so approachable, and I like that about you.
Okay.
I try not to look like a scary scientist, you know?
Okay.
I want to look normal in a way because science is not scary. I think who teaches it can make it so daunting, so stiff. You know, it's the men who used to teach it in the past.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And they will usually have, like, they look like Einstein. White hair, white man, older white man. And students were not able to relate to that. I've had so many people tell me you're the very first Black STEM professor I have had.
Wow.
You know,
thinking about it, I'm a STEM student, well, graduate, but I didn't have no one that looked like you that motivated me.
Maybe if you had seen representation, that alone gets you excited. Like, first day of class, I would have Black students just come to me and say, thank you, I'm so happy you're here. Because I could see you do it, and I know I can do it.
Too.
I can literally show you note cards upon note cards of such messages.
And that keeps you going.
And
right?
that keeps me going because for that regular girl that doesn't look like a white coat scientist, I want them to feel that it's relatable. But we don't have a lot of relatability in STEM. STEM has become this
Einstein
niche
world.
where it looks so unrelatable.
Yeah.
But I want normal people that look like me to teach STEM so that you see that you don't have to look a certain way to be able to do the subject.
I think your representation is not, it's not just I'm a Black woman. It's like I am a difference.
Yes.
If you're a difference, you can also be a difference.
Right.
You can be Haitian. You can be Pakistani. You know, you can be American. And you're a difference. It's not just geared towards the Einstein-looking people. It's not just them.
It's not just them.
Differences.
And students appreciate that. So it makes the learning fun. I've had the word fun used for my classes a lot. Yes. For chemistry. Again, it's not the subject. I think part of it is we need more people like me
who are actually
to deliver the content.
Yeah.
If more people like me are delivering the content in different universities, students will like it. because students like relatability. We've made it so foreign and so theoretical that they're like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
But imagine me talking to you
If
about
you're my
bonds,
teacher-
and I'm using chemistry. I'm talking about boys
Yeah.
and girls. I'm talking about plus. Think about plus and minus, as
Yeah.
the guy is the minus, you are the plus,
Yeah.
and we're attracting each
If
other.
you're my teacher, I would want to be in class. I'm
Thank
like, girl, hold
you.
on, pause. I don't get it. Explain
So
to me.
I get that a lot, and that's
Yeah.
how I'm able to make the difference.
Yeah.
And I feel like we need more of that. So I'm glad to be, a representation. There are not many of us, but we're inspiring the next generation. So when I teach Black female STEM students, boys and girls, I'm like, that's why I go so hard. I'm like, Nana, you can do this.
Yeah.
Don't let another individual make you quit.
Yeah.
Stick through it so that next year you can be the face for my daughter when I'm
Yeah.
not there. That's why I go so hard for my Black
Do you
people.
think universities nowadays are gearing towards diversity, especially in STEM? Or do you think it's something that's going to happen for the next generation?
Well, I can say that universities say that they want diversity. However, the steps is kind of slow. And there's still a wide gap. They're trying. For instance, in my division, not the whole university, just the College of Pharmacy in my division, which is the education, Pharmacy Innovation and Education division. There's 2 Black women.
The whole division?
Yeah, and there's like almost 30 faculty. There's 2 Black women who are in my division. One of them is not even full-time. I am full-time, so we'll say one of about 30. So how come there's only one? Is that there are not other Black scientists, or we're just not hiring them? I don't have all the numbers, but there's still a gap there.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I started what I started. And I know we'll get to that, but I'm like, we need to bring the pipeline. We need more people to come up all the way to the top, right? So after undergrad, for instance, most people will divert, but we need more people to continue into the doctoral level so that you can go and be a professor, and we can have those representation. Because to be a professor in America, you need to have that PhD. And how many people are going there? It's like 5%.
No, that's true.
So
Because-
5% are getting there. How are we going to distribute 5% across all the universities in America? There's 5,000
So
universities.
it starts with who you're teaching.
Yes. So if we can go early and have more people in the faces of undergrads, which is why I'm passionate about teaching undergrads, because that's the
where it
first
starts.
time they come in.
Yeah.
I want you to see me early on so you can stay.
I love that. Yeah.
I don't want you
What
to
do you think universities can do better to have that more diversity in the faculty? Like, do you think they should hire more out of?
They
a
should be
circle?
intentional about hiring.
Okay.
But you know what's happening in America? So let me tell you, there's two big schools, predominantly Black university, historically Black university called HBCU, and then we have predominantly white universities.
PWI.
Yes, that's where we went, right? The Black people are gravitating towards the HBCU
Yeah. It's
because they
uncommon.
love it there.
Because you're comfortable, your people are
You're
there.
comfortable. So Black students are doing well in HBCU because a lot of their faculty will be Black.
yeah.
And they have that representation there. So PWI is hard. How to
I went
convince...
to PWI.
Me too. How to convince a Black... For me, for instance, other matters let me stay in Ohio so that I work in a PWI. But if I had a choice, if Ohio had a HBCU, I would probably want to go there because
Why?
I will feel more accepted, more loved. Just the people around you are, your people. You see more people like you, you're encouraged.
Yeah.
But HBCUs, there are not many. So some of them would go there, and then the few of us that are left, we will go to the PWIs. But I think America needs more HBCUs for sure because HBCUs are doing better.
Really?
Yes, they are. Black STEM students are doing better in HBCU compared to PWI.
Why? I mean, I think
Again, the study
comfortability
shows
is there.
the study shows that they love the non-judgmental environment.
Okay.
They feel smart in that environment, so they're pushed, they're motivated by the professors to get to the top. And then the intentionality programs are made for you. The school was built with you in mind. So the services, resources, it's all towards your
You have
retention.
tools to be successful.
Correct. So yeah, the data is out there. And now PWIs are trying to study what HBCUs are doing to gain such success. Majority of American Black doctors come from HBCU.
That's true.
HBCUs are doing very well. So maybe if we have more, maybe we do better, but there's only 100 compared to thousands of white schools. So if we just fund more HBCUs, get more Black people to go into universities that they like and do well, then they'll come back into the community and work everywhere that we need them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so aside of you being a professor, you're a social media babe. You have all these contents teaching students how to study, how to do better in school. There's knowing the statistics out there against them and for them. What's your vision with that? Because I don't see many professors doing TikToks for students.
Like I said, I'm not your regular professor, and I like that.
Yeah.
It's a compliment to me. I don't want to fit in. I don't want to look like Einstein.
Yeah.
There's nothing against Einstein. He's Einstein. And I am Janet, right?
Okay, period.
I want to be me. I want to be myself.
Write her name in the books, Dr. Janet.
Yeah, I want to be myself. I don't want to fit into a certain box of what a professor looks like. When people box you, they limit you.
Yeah.
So I don't want to feel limited. So yes, professor, you got time to be on social media? Yes, I got time to be on social media because that's where people are. I have a message. Yeah. So I'm coming to social media intentionally, though. I'm not there doing things that I'm not passionate about.
Yeah.
So I'm there intentionally. So yes, I want to put myself out there because the people I'm trying to talk to, I will not see all of them in my classroom. I only have like 5 Black kids in my class. That's all. But there's 1,000 Black kids on social media. And I want to inspire them.
Yeah.
I want to show them the way. I'm trying to warn them, you can do this, do this, so you can get to the top, right? So I have a message, and one of the best places to share your message now,
social media.
Social media.
When you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do. And this day and age,
if you're a professor do everything in the classroom,
this generation, that's where we're going to find them.
I'm going to bring the classroom to the streets.
Okay.
And teach y'all how to do things, because I'm going to need you guys to finish the undergrad so you can be at the top.
No, I love that, because if I were seeing my professors on social media, I would feel even more comfortable talking to them
and
on a personal level for you to understand me and how I learn. I remember my math professor, he was the coolest professor to me because he was more than outside the classroom.
Yes.
He would have like brunches for the students or like a cookie and coffee time. He stepped outside the classroom to mingle with his students.
That's what you have to do.
He wasn't very much like social media savvy, but he was outside of the classroom. And I realized with him, students loved him more. And nowadays, like, that's the one teacher I remember his name.
Right.
Then everybody else, I have to think about it. But those who were just stuck in the classroom, good morning kids, bye kids, test today kids, it was like,
I don't like
the
that
connection is not there.
All. I literally have conversations with my students after class for like hours. We just talking about any and everything. If I tell you conversations I hear in my office, you will be shocked. And why are they able to tell me this? Because of relatability. Remember, I'm very big on that. I'm very big on that. Because I feel like that's how we're going to get through the younger ones. Especially, I teach very heavy classes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if my face is scary, and that's what's happening, the class is already scary.
And your face is scary.
Your
personality is scary.
We don't want to learn.
How am I coming to you?
We don't want to learn, right? Yeah. So I try to have a smiley face, even though I'm teaching very, very hard content. And trust me, we're not dumbing down the content. Every student of mine will say, I learned more in your class than I did prior.
I believe that.
Because relatability allows them to pay attention. Yeah. They're like, this person actually is a human being. I'm going to listen to her.
Yeah.
and they hear you.
Yeah, because the boring professors,
You don't want to listen.
You'll be on your phone.
Yes.
You'll be sleeping, or you're just there for vibes at that point to mingle with your classmates.
I would hear students that I was so pumped to come to class because I was engaged. I was interested. Those are the words I get in my reviews. And that's because I am aware of what I'm teaching, and I know that students don't like it. So I'm like, we're going to make this relatable and fun. And usually,
do you
we
think
get the
universities celebrate black professors more or less or equal?
Whew. First of all, there aren't that many of us to begin with. I think after George Floyd, is that his name? Is that the guy's name
George
that got
Floyd.
murdered?
Yeah.
Okay. After that incident, there's been a lot of discussion about diversity, equity, and inclusion. I think since then, people are more intentional about making their minority professors feel accepted, belonging, and all that stuff. So I think now there is a care.
Okay.
There's an awareness for us. But still, because there aren't that many of us, sometimes you just take whatever. You don't even know if you're getting enough or if you're not getting enough. But I do think that now, as of 2022, there is a lot of attention on minority professors, like trying to retain them and trying to be equal in how we serve and approach them.
Yeah,
So
I think it's sad that it had to take
that.
such strategy to cause that attention. But as long as that attention is there now, because that is why I believe lots of, we talked about it, black professors. If I was a black professor, I would be at HBCU where I could mingle with my friends because we relate, rather than go somewhere where I don't feel accepted.
Right.
So now that if a PWI university can celebrate the black professors more or make them
hire
feel
more.
hire more, make them feel
Have
comfortable.
incentives so that we can bring more into.
What kind of incentives do you
Sign-on bonuses, girl.
Okay, period.
They need to sign us on with a huge bonus. Yeah, sign-on bonuses.
I thought I was like
other people do it,
yeah,
but
like
they're not intentional. That's what I'm saying. It's not very intentional to bring black people into PWIs. They can be more intentional like that. Should be very, very intentional. But right now,
if they're trying
there's
to
nothing.
learn,
I didn't get sign-on bonus.
If they're trying to learn the HBCU way,
then we should we should be intentional.
Yeah, it's not like common sense.
I don't know, girl. I'm not in leadership, so some of the decisions.
Do you want to be in leadership? I think you should be in leadership so you can talk about it.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So pray for your girl.
Talk about it.
Yeah, that's the goal. With everything that I do, I'm intentional because I'm trying to navigate all the way to the top because that's where the decisions are made.
Yeah.
Like if I just stay in the classroom, which is great, and don't try to aim higher, I can't make a lot of changes that I would want to see. So the goal is in my career as I grow to get into leadership where the decisions are being made.
Okay. So is school like the one path for you, or is there other avenues that you're interested in as well?
So I work full-time in school, but I also have my own business.
Speak about it.
Say that again?
Speak about it.
Speak about it. Okay, so...
Show them you're a boss babe.
Yes, let me talk about boss babe moves. So like I said, while I love what I do in the classroom in terms of teaching the science, I realize that the supply of students are getting low by the day. Like I said, in a class of 140 students, I have like 5 black people. So I noticed that the supply, which is coming, undergrads come from where? High school. So we need to bring more black people from high school into our universities, make sure that they stay, graduate, and continue, right? So I noticed that the supply is getting low, especially after freshman year. We will have a lot of high school students come into first year. And then after that first year, retention drop. We don't get a lot of them continue all the way to graduation. So my goal and my business is to prepare high schoolers so that I'm basically arming you for war.
Not war.
Like war. Like it's a war in undergrad.
You know what?
Because some people don't fight through to the end.
Yeah,
Do you know graduation rate is dropping by the day? Yeah. So for me, I'm like, okay, you're going to be on this 4-year journey. I want you to do it in 4 years exactly, and I want you to do it well. So the coaching is showing you how you're going to do it, how you're going to navigate, how many courses you should take first semester versus second, what you should do in the summer to prepare yourself for the next steps. After undergrad, you're probably going to go to grad school or whatever, med school. I want you to know what to do each step of the way so that you can do it well and continue. Remember, I'm trying to get more people at the doctor level.
Yeah.
So it starts from high school. So
What
I'm
grade in
preparing
high
high
school?
school. I'm doing 11th and 12th graders.
Okay.
And it's called college planning. We do a lot of college planning. We talk about what college is, what you want to do, where you should go, because every school is not good for every student. Put yourself in the wrong school, you will be gone very fast. You went to a small liberal
I
arts
did,
school.
and I did that like intentionally because I
That
knew
was
myself.
smart.
Thank you.
I like you. I always tell you you're a very smart young lady. I like you because of that, because look, it helped you with your retention.
4 years out.
4 years out.
No distractions.
Yep. In fact,
Yeah.
students are doing better in small liberal arts schools than
wow.
in large schools.
Yeah.
Large schools is easy to get drowned.
Oh yeah.
It's easy to get lost. Who's gonna find you in the midst of 30,000 people when you're lost?
Yeah.
So your retention is lower.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain attitude. You have to have a certain personality to be able to fight through the big schools
Yeah, I
and
didn't
get
have
it.
that. I
Thank
knew
you.
myself.
You have to know. A lot of high school students don't know this about
I mean,
themselves.
like I didn't know myself 100%, but I knew
You knew
me,
some things
that
about
if
yourself.
you told me let's go out, I'm like yes,
Yes.
let's go out.
So that's
and
what
if
I
I'm
do.
lost, I'm gonna stay lost.
Yes.
That was me. So I had to put myself in the place of there's going to be 10 students in the room,
Right.
And I'm about to be surrounded by a lot of white kids, so I'm not going to be around a lot of like African
party
parties
life.
or people want to come to me and gossip, nothing
Yeah.
like that. I had one friend with me the whole time, Sandra, like that was it. And I don't know if she I don't know if she had the same intentions, but we went together as
Yeah.
best friends, and both of us 4 years in and out, like no distractions.
That's exactly. I'm catching
Yeah.
people before they fall. I'm like, you going where? For what? Nah, this is not good for you. Let's do this, this, and this, this, and that. Because I'm gonna look at your background, your education, your strengths,
Okay.
your pattern, and then some people pick majors that is not a good fit for them. You know, they don't understand what it is that they're picking.
Why are they picking it?
They,
They think it's
so you probably don't need coach. People like you, they don't need coach because they got it.
you sure?
I think so. I think some people.
I think
coaching
I
is not
need
for
coaching.
everybody. Coaching is for a person who just is lost, confused, doesn't know. They need help because you're lost, confused. You don't know when you're gonna figure it out.
yeah.
I think coaching is not for everybody. In any industry,
I think
not in just in my business. I think people who are just money hungry, everybody needs coaching. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Coaching is not for everybody. Coaching is for certain people. People need coaching.
I think I need a coach.
For something
Yeah,
else,
for
maybe not
something.
for college planning.
no, I mean-
exactly.
no.
That's what I meant. Coaching
Okay.
for college plan. What I do is not for every individual.
Okay.
When a kid comes to me and I ask them certain questions and I feel like you've got it, I'll say, great, go on and do great. But when a kid comes to me and they're lost, you need coaching. I need to help you hold your hands and get you through it because you don't even get it. So we need to start from the basics.
Okay.
What are we getting into? So basically, that's what I do to increase retention, graduation. So we need more people at the top, remember?
Yeah.
We need more
So-
black professors. We need
so-
more black doctors, black nurses, black this, black that. How are we going to do it unless we bring more people in?
Yeah.
So
What's the role of a parent in this coaching world? Because you're targeting black people,
Yes,
more
minority.
specifically
Yeah.
Africans.
yes.
What's the role of an African mother or dad in this? Because they're telling you, Janet, I want my son to be a doctor in neuroscience, but then you're talking to the kid like, nah.
I'm facing a case right now.
like that.
Yeah, the girl wants to be a lawyer, and daddy said go be a medical doctor. Both are great professions, but the daddy is not trying to hear why the child wants to be a lawyer, right? So I'm in the mix, and I'm trying to get to know this teen so that I can help them make the best decision. Sometimes the teen is not always right.
Yeah.
Sometimes the parents is not always right.
So
you
it's
need
good to
an
have a third.
outsider
Yeah.
to look at the case from no bias towards the teen
Yeah.
or the parent. I'm a neutral person, so I can analyze and give you my expert opinion.
Yeah.
So that's what I do with the parents. They come in, some of them allow their kids to plan and dream, and they say, here you go, I will sponsor my child.
Do what's
You
best.
do what's best, right?
Okay.
Some do that. And then there are some who say, I want my child to do this. I hear them, but I'm going to do my interview, my survey, my screening to see if what you've picked for your child is a good fit. Because sometimes parents think they know their children, but they don't know them like they should know them.
Yeah.
You need to know their numbers. You need to know their strengths. You need to know subjects that they're excelling at. For instance, you want your child to do medicine, but all their science record in high school, they were scoring D's and E's.
Yeah.
They're not going to survive. But they're doing well in English and writing and social science. Doesn't that really lead us? So parents sometimes are not intentional about looking for the trends, looking for your child's strengths, academic strengths. But like I said, because I'm a neutral person, I'm able to look at your transcript and see where you're shining and whatnot. Because I want you to do something that you love. That's how you're going to do well.
Yeah.
So I'm able to plan and give them a good plan. And so far, it's so good.
I know. I love that business. When I saw you posting about it and talking about it, I wish I had that kind of thing.
I get that a lot. Somebody's like, why didn't you tell me after going through 5 different majors?
I mean, girl, first of all, I didn't even know you.
I know. I
Second
didn't
of all-
have it at that time.
Second of all, I didn't even know there's a thing like that. I had
Right.
like college
Advisors.
but they don't really. I don't want to say they didn't care, but that's the word that's coming
No.
to mind. They didn't. They have
Let me
other
tell you what they
students.
are. They are schedulers. They will just tell you, take this, take that, but they don't customize it to you.
No.
They
I-
don't have time to look at your high school transcript and all of that. Did you ever go to an advisor and they say, give me your transcript from high school, let me know who you are before I tell you what to
Oh my
take?
God, no.
No, they just say, hey, you say you want to do this? No problem. Do this, do this. That's
Yeah.
what they do. Whatever you say, I'm going to tell you how to do it.
Even in high school, I didn't have that, like, anybody telling me, no, this is best for you.
No.
You do this. Like, if knowing me now, if I were to start school over again, I would have been in communications and media.
Right.
That's what I like.
Right.
But I got my degree in mathematics.
Right.
And I'm working in tech.
Right.
Where does it connect? It's so much of, like, I had to figure it out
Yes.
along the way. But if I had somebody, like, telling me, let's figure out about you a little bit more.
Right, because you could get there faster too.
Yeah.
And just go for it.
And it would have been easier because you're passionate about it. You wake up in the middle of the night to do, like...
I always ask my student, number one question I always ask them,
Yeah.
what do you like to talk about the most? Number one question. What do you just... Or you see something somebody's doing that's not right and it bothers you. What bothers you in this life? Forget about school, forget about... Just tell me. Let's just have a conversation. What bothers you? You see, this girl said, oh my God, when I went to God, I see people throwing rubbish around. I hate that they're killing the environment. I don't like when people
There it
destroy the
is.
environment. But guess what this girl came to me with? She came to me with like something totally unrelated. So I said, what you came to me with, you have not said one thing
About it.
about it. Do you even know what this is? So I have to like try to, let's reel back down. Tell me about your childhood dreams. Let me know who you were. Just so I can give you something that's like in line with you. This has been there the whole time. It's all the signs have been there. People are like, I don't know what to do. You're 18. Okay, let's start from 0. Tell me about your journey from 0 to now. There's been hints all the way through. You didn't see that. Let me tell you my hint about teaching. My dad said that I will come back from school, I'll pick a board, and I'll just start redoing everything I learned in the classroom. He tells me that every time I make a professor post, my dad's like, I'm not surprised though.
Aww.
You did. I know so you would be a teacher. I said, Dad, how do you know? He said, you've been teaching since you were a kid. Like, this is not made up story. He said the signs were there. You were just passionate about telling people what you know. And so I'm not surprised. So I always tell people, let's dig. What have you been, what's inside your belly? Let's bring it, let's do this. Let's dig it out. It's
Well-
not easy. Some people will say, maybe I've never had anything like that. Those are hard because then you have to do everything else to figure it out. But most of the time it's been there.
Yeah.
It's been there. So let's go for it.
Okay.
Don't be afraid.
So you're out here digging for people's dreams, childhood dreams. Let's dig yours. Let's go to Janet at 5, at 10, at 15.
Oh gosh, Janet as a child. Oh, I was troublemaker.
No way.
No, I'm serious. I was the loud one.
You?
In my family. I was the one that, your mom would say, don't tell anybody this. And I'll be like, okay, but then I'll go behind my mom.
It.
Let me tell you this story. My mom sold provisions, right? So the people in the community, they'll come and buy like something and then say, oh, I'll pay you later. Give me soap. Give me this. I'll bring it back later. So my mom, this man, he didn't pay his first thing that he borrowed. So my mom is like, next time we come, we should say we don't have this thing.
Oh, no.
So tell him we don't have this thing.
No.
Do you know the man stepped outside of our house? And I followed the man and I told him, Uncle, it's not that we don't have it. My mommy said, you didn't pay that first.
No way.
So we're not giving it to you. Guess what happened to me? I was beaten, by the way. But that was me as a child. I just didn't know how to shut up, I guess.
Really?
I was a talkative child. I was a child that you would say, oh, casado.
Were you an only child or?
No, I'm the third girl.
And how many?
4. There are 4 of us
Four
together.
girls?
Yes, I don't have a brother.
Wow.
I don't have a brother. So my 2 sisters, they're quiet, and then there's me.
You.
The talkative. I was a bit of a talkative as a kid, so I got in trouble for that. In our culture, yedi and kasa, don't talk, that kind of thing. So as a talkative child, I did get in trouble just because I was just talking about any and everything, right? But in our culture, hey, the thing I told the man, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, no.
So I got in trouble for that. And I learned along the way that it's not everything that you should say. So even though it was natural for me, my parents had to help me like shape it a little bit. But today I talk for a living, so I don't mind.
Yeah.
It helped me in the long
what about
run.
you in high school? How were you stubborn still, or were you calmed down?
So one thing though, I was always studious. I always liked books. I always liked to study.
You were every African parent's dream.
No, not really. Because they don't want me snitching on them.
Okay, true. That part is a no-no. But the books, hello.
Yeah, I liked books. My dad would always just buy books when he's coming home, math books and English books.
Oh, wow. Like textbooks?
Yeah. I grew up in Ghana. I didn't grow up here. So I grew up in Ghana. Yes, he would buy like workbooks for me on the street. You know, Ghana, everybody sells in the streets and stuff like that. So if he finds something that's good, he'll buy it for us. So I credit a lot of my academic foundation to my father. He really was intentional about serving us books as your toy. He won't buy you a doll. He'll buy you a math book and an English book. Thanks, Dad.
Well, as a kid, did that piss you off, or were you like, oh my God, I love books?
Funny enough, I was excited to receive it. I think I just saw it as a gift. Like, my daddy gave me a gift. That's how I saw it. I didn't see it as a chore. So I was happy. I would be happy to get the books. And I'll finish it. I guess that's what I told you.
Yeah.
Part of my knowledge is a gift. I think so.
Yeah.
So, I would be excited. And I'll finish the book really fast and ask him for another one. I'd be like, Dad, can you bring me another book? Don't look at me.
No. Like, you are
like I didn't live. No, I'm not.
They wish their kids can be like, I want more books. Give me more books. I want to work.
And naturally, too, I'm competitive.
Okay.
I don't know at the time if it's a good thing, but I like being on top. So I was competitive with the boys in the classroom, too.
Man, let me speak about my experience in Ghana. I used to be like that, right? And so this man, I grew up in Ghana till 4th grade, so P4.
Yeah.
And my grandma instilled books into me. It wasn't a choice. It was more of like, if you want to go out and play with your brother and his friends, you got to finish this workbook.
Right.
You got to write an essay about yourself. You got to do all of that. So it was instilled in me, like, learn.
Yeah.
So in school, I did really well. How back in Ghana, you used to do, at the end of every semester or year, they would do award ceremony.
Yes.
When they award the
first,
top,
second, and third. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I was always second. And that made me mad because this man...
This boy.
this boy. I can still. I wonder how he looks like now. In my mind, I can still see his big head. I was blocking my shine. I was never number one because of him.
Yeah,
and
it was me and this boy. He would beat me, and I would beat him. Like, it was competition.
And one time, it was a cheat class, right, where we took the test, and I believe it was one of those like multiple choice, but also write down what you circled, right?
Right.
And I put down, let's say C, but I circled B. And the teacher gave it to me, and that test was the one test I beat him, right?
Oh, wow.
And I remember vividly him taking the test to the teacher
and
saying that, well, she circled B and then circled C. I mean, I wrote C and
my
circled B. My
students do that. They will fight for points and stuff like that.
I think after that, I was like, you know what, you got it. You can have it. I don't even want to be number one.
Yeah.
I don't even think school's for me. It's okay.
Girl, you're dramatic.
No, but like,
been a drama queen. It wasn't that serious.
I mean,
but I get you
at that point because I was like, what, 8, 9. Yeah. I wanted that spotlight because it made my folks proud.
Right. So that was me. I think naturally I like praises. My love language is words of affirmation.
Me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got things in common. I like you. So I think it started. I think love languages are inbuilt or something. I don't know. So personally, I like that.
The praise you get when you complete a workbook.
Right. So I liked that. And so I will want more of that. And so I wanted to be the top. So that my dad would say, Akosuya, I'm proud of you. And my dad, I have an African dad who was very expressive. So he would tell you when he's proud. He would say those things. And I liked it. I liked that, when I do well, my dad will praise me. And I like praise. So I would go and do more well so I get more praises. So it helped me, I think, always shoot to be, like, really good.
Yeah, I think for me, I got praise in a lot of different areas as well. I knew for a fact, being from an African culture, education is a key.
Right.
Which that gave me praise, but I also got praise outside of that as well. Like, I did a drama play. Girl, you better go. I did a dance. Girl, you better go. No. So it wasn't like... I guess I grew up knowing that education is not the only route for me. I can do well.
Okay. No, mine was like, I do anything. I didn't hear any word. I don't even remember those because it wasn't memorable. I remember that specifically when I do well in school. I got loads of praise. Yeah. So I was like, school, daddy, that's all. I got that one. So fortunately for me, I had success growing up in school.
That's amazing. Did you ever have a class where you're like, oh my God, this is ruining my dreams?
Oh, yeah.
Or that happened in, like, college, high school?
It did. So we would have to... I don't like standardized tests.
Oh, me too.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's talk about it.
Anything that has to do with, like, standardized tests, I don't know what it is, but I will freeze or something. So there will be these competitions that we had to do outside of our schools. And those ones, I would always not come out first. And I didn't like that. Like, standardized tests, anything that's, like... outside of my comfort zone, I usually struggle with those. So those would be, I would say, areas where I struggle. Even when I came to America, like I don't like SATs, ACTs.
I never got the score I wanted.
Yes.
So I gotta go to like some school.
I don't like it, so I always be like, am I not good? Just give me a term exams. I got that one.
The school system definitely has to change.
They're changing it.
Oh, really?
SATs are becoming optional now. You don't even have to report it. And but ACTs? If you take, schools have become test optional. What that means is you don't have to submit your test scores. However, if you submit it and you do well, you can get merit-based scholarships. Okay. So it's a good thing if you have it, but if you don't, it doesn't hurt you anymore. Yes. Wow. You're not judged by that number anymore as hard. But if you have it, I always advise still take it if you're good, especially if you're good. Take it because it shows how good you are, and then you can get money. They still give scholarships based on ACTs and SATs. Man, that can but your admission is no longer part of the criteria.
Man, so for me in high school, I remember I graduated with a 3.5 GPA. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm going to get into any school I want. Yeah,
but your SATs would hold you back.
My ACTs were horrible. I did I take SATs? I don't remember. So I remember I applied to so many schools. I think a little bit over 10, right? Yeah. But one school declined me. Yeah. I got accepted like 10 schools, but one school, and that bothered me. Yeah. Because, like, why?
You're like, I'm that good. Yeah. It's because of your test scores. At first, it was a big deal, but now schools have become test optional, including my school.
Well, Y'all out there, class of 2023, congratulations. You don't have to go through what we went through.
No, you don't. But I still say do it if you've got to show it.
Yeah,
because you will get money. It's now good for scholarships. Yeah.
So I remember growing up and reading this post. It was like telling a fish, a monkey, and a snake, and a spider to climb a tree.
Hey.
That was the test.
Hey.
Like, no, like in...
I get it. I know.
In a symbolic way.
I got it.
Like you're telling a snake, a spider, a fish to climb a tree, and a monkey to climb a tree. Who's going to do it best? It's not everybody's strengths. But tell everybody to swim, the fish is going to do it.
Yeah.
Tell everybody to climb the tree, the monkey's going to do it. So it's like, how do we do the personalized testing so everyone can excel in what they're good at?
Yeah, they noticed the, what's it called? That it discriminates a certain group of people because some people will have computers at home all day, play with it all day. Some people don't have those things, so it's not their fault. Yeah,
to find out.
Yeah, because people are advocating. Hello, we're advocating people. We are.
Why did it happen in 1990 before my time? Like, why did it happen like in 2000s before my time? I had to go.
We needed you to advocate for the rest of the people.
We went through SATs
all of it,
and ACT just to feel like I'm good enough to go to college.
I know.
And which is why I believe a lot of people didn't even go to college.
Yes.
Because
that number, it was such a big deal. But now they've realized. So we're growing as a community society, so we're learning.
Well, let me calm myself down. As you can tell, I'm fired up. Because this hurt me. That one school. I still remember the name. It's whatever. Let's talk about...
Look at you now.
I did it. I completed school.
Yes, you did. You graduated, which is good.
But I want to focus more like in a little personal with you.
Okay.
You are a mother.
Yes.
Of 2 girls.
Yes.
And a wife.
Yes.
And you are a professor.
Yes.
But let's focus more on mommy and wifey.
Okay.
How was that like coming into it, and when did you step into that role?
Ooh,
as a woman.
Funny now, I always say this. I did this crazy thing as a student. I know. I was in graduate school and I'm supposed to be doing research and publishing and doing all this.
And you're going on dates.
And I was going on dates on the weekends instead of going to the lab.
Yeah.
I always tell people live as you're going. Don't say I'm going to finish this first and then do this second, because life happens. Just let life happen. So after undergrad, I was like, I'm open-minded. If I meet somebody, it's good. We going to do this thing. Because now I got my first degree, at least. I gave that to my parents. I said, Daddy, I got the degree. Now I can live, right? Yeah. So then in grad school, that's when I met my husband. And we started dating and we married in grad school. I was in my 3rd year. And then we married and we got pregnant 3 months after that. Wow. So I was one of those, again, I'm not normal. Like, the stereotype of graduate school is like, you don't have a life. You are in the lab 24 hours doing experiments. I thought I was more for
PhD.
That's what I did.
Oh. Okay.
I have a PhD, honey.
So grad school included PhD. It wasn't just master's.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's master's and PhD is both considered grad school.
Oh, okay.
So I have a PhD. And so, yes, it was grad school. And that stage, everybody thinks you should be in the lab, cranking experiment, which I did. I never compromise work, but I will always make time for life.
Yeah.
Because work is work, and I gotta live. Because that's what gives me energy to do work. So basically, I was doing grad school, and I did well. I still published. I still did my experiments. But at the same time, I made room to go on dates, meet guys, a guy, one,
okay, we'll talk about it,
and then get married. So my advice when it comes to boss babes is allow yourself to live. I know some of us, we like the chasing the titles, chasing the business, chasing a whole bunch of things that sometimes we lose track of the other things that we like, which is the family, work-life balance. I'm big on that. So no matter what my ambition goals are, boss babe life, I gotta go home to family. That's how I recharge. That's how my kids, my family, that's how it keeps me going. So I knew that about myself, so I wanted that life. And I was able to get that, thankfully. Yeah, so I'm able to do both.
That's a very good, advice, because someone can be, someone like me, It depends. Like some days I'm strictly business. Don't talk to me. Let me figure this out.
Yep.
And then some days I'm like, don't be talking about business. Let me figure out my family. You know what I'm saying? So like having that balance of knowing enough of this, more of this, less of this, like knowing how to balance your life
It's
is
really
definitely
important.
what should be advocated more.
Yes.
Like, it's okay to have a business. It's okay to be a mother and working and having 10 kids.
Right.
You can do it cool, but balance that. Don't let your husband and your kids like miss
Struggle.
mommy and wifey because you want to mix chemicals in the lab.
Right.
Like you can do that and do this.
Yeah.
And
It's
still-
all about letting people know who you are and setting boundaries. Like every work that I have, you would hear about the fact that I have a family.
Okay.
I put my kids' pictures in my office so my students know I'm a mom. Don't email me at 9 p.m. I'm not responding. And I always set those boundaries, even in the classroom. I say, you email me after work hours, you'll hear from me the next day at work. Because I'm not working at 9 p.m. responding to your email. You can send it, but I'm not responding until the next day because it's not an emergency. I'm not an emergency doctor, sorry. So set boundaries. When you have your day jobs or your business, set times that you work at your business.
Yeah.
Set times that you work at your day job. Set time so that you can navigate. I don't like balance because there's no equation that you have to balance it, but you can navigate the different hats respectfully. Do you know what I mean? So like I said, boundaries is huge. Communicate it to your employer. Communicate if you're a business owner, you have staff, communicate it to them. Listen, I'm gonna go home and be a wife. Remember when we're trying to set up this thing, I'm like, I gotta be home at a certain time because I need to put the kids to bed. So you need to set boundaries so that you can do all those things respectfully. There's no balance. There's no equation to calculate. It's not like I'm going to do 50% of this, 20% of this, 30%. It doesn't work like that, right? What works is that I switch this off, I turn this on. At least that's how I think in my head. You can never switch off being a mom, but when I'm at my day job, I know my kids are in school, so they're fine. I can think about my work. And then when I go home, now I put my work on the side. I'm going to think about my kids because we're home together. So it's navigation, and I think you can navigate it. I've seen so many people, boss babes, do it successfully. So you can learn. You can learn from that.
You mentioned your kids a lot, and I love it. However, there's a piece that I feel like we need to talk a little bit more about, which is, I believe it's more important because without this person, how do you balance what you have to balance, like your days? And I believe, boss babes, you, like, in particular, what you do, you need somebody as supportive as your husband.
Yes.
Let's talk about how that matters. Who is behind? They talk about behind every successful man,
Yeah.
But there's also, when the roles are also for a woman, there's also somebody behind that woman that's allowing her to excel in what she does.
Exactly.
So let's talk about marriage.
Yes.
Picking the right partner.
Yes.
Someone who supports you and allows you to excel in your calling.
Yep, it's so important. Remember? So these are things you talk about when you're dating. You need to know who this person is, what they can take, what their dream is for themselves. Do you fit in? I always say, when you meet a guy, he has to have a vision for his life. You got to have a vision for your life. Then you see if our visions line up. My husband is a goal-getter as he is. He's comfortable in himself. He likes what he does. He's not in competition with me. We have our individual lives. He wanted that. He wanted that too. He wants a woman who knows herself, doing her thing, So I brought that. He had that. So our visions in life kind of match up in terms of what we want for ourselves. We both want to grow in our careers. We both want certain things. We have goals. We have visions. We're ambitious. He was like that. So I was looking for that in a man because I want you to support me, but at the same time, you understand what it takes to be a go-getter, right? And not, we're not in competition. I've heard that in our community as when you're a woman and you're a boss babe, you don't respect your husband or it's intimidating to a man and whatnot. I always say if the man is confident in himself, he doesn't even care what you do, right? So he's okay with what I do. We talk. There's nothing I would do that I won't run it by my husband. If I'm going for a job interview, he's there. He knows about this job. Like, babe, we have this offer. Should we take it?
Aww.
So we're involved in this because this is our life, right? Should we make this move? Recently, somebody gave him an offer in Chicago, and he was like, whew, the offer is tempting, but we had to talk as a family. He's like, it doesn't fit in our family goals right now. So even though the money is tempting, we're not moving to Chicago right now. So there's that partnership. There's that friendship where we're able to discuss, I'm starting a business, babe. What should I do? Like, if I have business name or I'm thinking of a business idea, the first person I personally go to is my husband. I trust him. He'll be like, nope, I can show you a text right now that I sent him a name and he sent me a thumbs down.
Aww.
He sent me a thumbs down. I was like, whatever. And so that's the kind of friendship we have. And I'm very blessed to have that support. Otherwise, trust me, I can't go half the journey I'm on right now without his support.
That matters.
It really does. Like, he'll be like, don't go. Stay here. This. Some people will be like, I don't like that. It's too much. My husband, on the other hand, he's like, you better go make that money.
Really?
Yeah.
And that allowed you to flourish in your field and excel.
Yes.
Because that man supports you.
Yes. If I'm doing a workshop, he's there. He's on the workshop.
Really?
He's quiet, but he's there.
And how do you balance his life to do the same thing for him, or is like...
Yes, same thing. He'll also bring, like I said, he just brought a work offer to me. He brings business ideas to me. So we have that open friendship where we're able to talk about every and anything. Yes, I support him too. So if we have to go somewhere, like today, Tuesday, I have to make sure he's home. He can take care of the kids. Yeah. If he's not there, I can't do this. So
you can't do it without
No.
Yeah.
I always say that. I'm like, listen, people are like, how you doing it? I got support.
Yeah.
I always want to emphasize on that. I have support. Yeah. I have support at home. Full support. Yeah. Yes. So for me.
The man who, as a boss babe, the man you marry.
Aish. Is so important.
Yeah.
They say if you marry wrong, like your whole dreams can come crushing down.
I mean, I heard this saying, marriage can take you to hell or heaven.
Yes.
I said, hold on.
Yeah, it's true. I agree, because imagine, now, my previous relationship, that was my problem. I always felt limited. When I'm dreaming, it's like, it's too much. Shut it down. Yeah. So every man knows what they want. So you go, I say you pick. He picks you, but you got to pick him back. So if during your talking dating, you see that it's not meshing, don't force it, sis. Let it go. So for me, it was important to me because I know who I am. I know that I'm ambitious. I am a go-getter. So I need somebody. I know my calling. I know my vision. I know things that I want. So like I said, I have vision for my life. So I want to hear yours. Let's see if it fits. And if it doesn't, no thanks. Because I don't want you, one thing I was afraid of, before getting into marriage is dying, like losing myself. Well, like I use dying as a strong word because I feel like if I'm not living my dreams or my full potential, I might as well be in the grave, because at that place you can't live.
Yeah.
So I was scared that somebody would shut down my dreams or dim my lights or, I don't know, suppress me.
Did you have a list? Like, or what your man got to be and got to have?
Yes.
You did? Tell me about it. What was on it?
Number one, I know people are going to come for me, Christians. Don't worry. You can come for me after this. But number one, man, you've got to be intelligent.
I mean, duh.
I know, but people will say, I need a God-fearing man. Yes, but if it's, to me, like, God-fearing is important. No, don't get me wrong. I feel like, I don't know, it's just a smart guy. Just
you like your brain to be a little tickled, you know what I'm saying? Just a little conversation.
Yes, girl. So, yes, I need you to be, like, a very, very intelligent guy, which my husband is.
Thank you.
So that was number one.
Shout out to Mr. Antwi, wherever you're at.
Love you, babe.
Okay.
But I know, I'm too much. Oh, my
no,
goodness.
it's okay, girl.
But I'm happy. So if it's good, we say it. If it's bad, we say it.
Yeah.
So we have to say the good if it's good. Fortunately for me, I'm happy. So basically, I had that. I want him to be smart. I want him to love God. I want him to know himself. Like, like you have to know who you are. And I also wanted a kind person. I really need you to be a kind human being. Like my husband, before me and him started dating, like I was new in the church, right? Long story, I'll keep it short. I was new in the church. I was new in Ohio. I'm from New York. I came to Ohio, right? So in the church, the guys there, and when I knew that we liked each other, I wanted to hear how other people see him. I don't know. To me, it was important because I don't know him. I'm new to Ohio.
But what if they were to lie to you, like, oh, he's this?
I didn't go like interviewing hardcore, but I'd be like, hey, my friends, close friends, I'd be like, so Derek, what do you people hear about him? What do you think about him? And everybody would say, he's really kind.
Oh, look
He's
at
really
you.
kind. He's a nice guy. Those things will be the anthem. And I was like, well, not only that, but I see it too. I just wanted to make sure. I know if he hears me, he'll probably be mad. He didn't know this. Really? I was doing this behind his back.
Even to this day, doesn't know?
I don't think I ever told him.
Okay,
that I went snooping behind his back. I was a new girl in town. Girl, I don't know anybody. So if somebody's coming to me, the people who live here, like, who is this guy? Yeah. I just wanted to know. Because I don't want to be blindsided, right? Not that me alone, I'm in love. I always caution against that. You alone can be in love, but this guy's been living around. Who is he to other people? How does he treat other people? How does he talk to other people? What do people say about him? I personally care about that. Not that I care about people's opinions, but I just want to know that he's a real human being and he's living, the life he's shown me is the life he lives out there.
Okay.
So that's why I did it. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you live out there like that.
Okay.
So, and my investigation, I found out that's who he is. So he wasn't faking it to me. He wasn't just being nice to me just to be nice to me. He's a nice guy. So those things, confirmed to me he's kind and other things. And I was like, if the streets say you good, you good.
Was he everything on your list?
No.
What?
No.
No, because a lot of women that I talk to, they're going to tell you he was everything on the list, lacking nothing.
There's no such thing. I don't believe.
Okay.
I'm not everything on his list. Why do you think you perfect?
No.
Perfect for him.
Yeah.
Yes, we're good match. But doesn't mean he had everything.
No,
and I don't think I had everything.
I literally just talked to another woman recently, and she was also one of the females that would say that I wrote down my list, 10 things, God, here it is. And the guy,
no.
He wasn't perfect. That was flawed.
Yeah.
But what's on my list was checked off.
No, I didn't have a concrete list.
Oh, okay.
I just had some things that I couldn't compromise on. I needed a guy. I also wanted like an older guy. I don't know why. It's just I can't date a guy who's younger than me. So that was a huge thing for me. I need you to be 2, 3, 4, 5. I could take that. I need an older guy. So that was important to me. So those things, there are things that I'm like, I can't compromise on. Mm-hmm. Those things I didn't compromise on.
Okay,
Number
so
one.
You had more of a concrete compromise.
Yes, things I can compromise on.
List
yes, and then things is like I'm okay with it. I don't mind it.
So your focus was like on the things you know.
Yeah, the things that the must-haves. I must have it. I'm not compromising on that. I didn't compromise on that. I got the must-haves.
But those things, he has everything.
Yes, the must-haves. Yes, yes. He was older than me, check. He's smart, check. He's God-fearing, check. He's kind, check. Those are big things. He looks good, check. You know? I got those. Yeah. But, my husband's quiet, right? Mm-hmm. I told you what my love language is.
Words of affirmation.
You think my husband showers a lot of words?
I mean, to you, because he knows you, so he's not
right,
shy.
But he's not like gonna write an essay. My husband, you get a phrase. One.
I want that.
Happy birthday, love.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
but he shows it though, so I'm like, I'm not gonna.
It's more in his actions.
Yeah. So I had to compromise on that. He's not an essay guy. He ain't write to you no essay.
I like that. Like, if I send you a selfie, I need you to put all the hearts, all the kiss emojis, all the words.
Girl,
no, because if you're gonna reply to my beautiful selfie and you say, "Oh, you look nice," it's like, oh. Shoot me.
Well, see, I didn't compromise on that. That wasn't so big for me. So I'm okay with that.
Okay, I mean,
Like, don't write me an essay. Like, if you wrote it, I'll
that can
be
be overwhelming
nice.
too. Like, if I get an essay every day, it's like, oh, chill. Just, I know you live in chill.
Exactly.
So it's like, it's not like a big thing, but I would like to have it here and there.
Yeah, so if you get it, great. Personally, I feel like, that's one thing that I would have loved, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm good. He shows me love. I'm good with that. You don't need to write essay on his WhatsApp status. It'll be nice.
Yeah,
though.
no, I mean,
He ain't doing
too much
that.
of that would scare me off. Because, live your life.
Yeah, exactly. So I like it, though. So I don't
Yeah.
mind. Like,
Yeah, when it's there, I like it as well, but it's like, too much of it is scary.
yeah. So
it is.
I'm good.
But whatever.
So yeah, the must-haves I got.
Okay. So looking at your business now, you help a lot of high schoolers going into college. You deal with them and the parents and, a lot of the decisions and conversations to determine what's best for the kids. What are some problems that you have ran into trying to help these kids?
Several problems. When you're first generation, first of all, you don't have an example. Your parents haven't schooled here. Understanding what you're getting into is a problem. There's that barrier of just a lack of knowledge, just because your parents haven't done it before. So being first generation, the problem that we face is in our background, our training, the conversations that we have. We don't understand certain things. So, for instance, there will be opportunities that are available to students. One of the opportunities that I always talk about is early assurance program. What that is if you're in high school and you apply, let's say you want to be a medical doctor or a pharmacist, you can apply as a high school student into a medical school. Yeah, it's not very it's common, but it wasn't common
So
to
I can apply
us.
to
First
a med
generation.
school
If you're in high school, yeah.
as a 16-year-old?
As a 16-year-old, 17-year-old high school student, you can apply to go to Ohio State College of Pharmacy or Ohio University's medical college and get accepted into medical school. It's called Early Assurance Program. You are assured that we will give you a seat in med school.
Yeah.
We will give you a seat in pharmacy school. Meanwhile, go and get your bachelor's and then come into the program.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so so there are these opportunities that you and we will not hear.
Yeah.
Because
Why?
nobody in our family is somebody in your family. My
first gen.
Yes. So nobody in my family is a medical doctor or pharmacist or a professor. So all of these things that other people know, you won't know because there's nobody in the field in your home that knows it, that will tell you. But I have students whose parents know about that because their parents themselves are medical doctors. So they'll hear these opportunities, take the seats, and it's usually reserved for like 20 students. So as soon as we fill, we fill. It's a bunch of high school students, but we're looking for only 20, 25 to assure them. Those people get into housing specifically for them. The early assurance people, they have their own housing on these university campuses. Wow. You won't hear about it. So we are what we call at a disadvantage. We are underprivileged because lack of exposure, we just don't know. You won't hear these in your schools either.
So how do people even get to know about this?
Thank you. Very good question. They know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows.
But why does it have to be through words of...
Funny enough.
Why can it be on the school's website?
It is, but you won't hear or see. You won't even know to go find it.
So it's hidden. You got to know what
you got to know what you're even searching for.
So why is it
to even search it? Like, that word would never come to my mind. Early assurance program. What's that?
I've never heard of that.
Thank you. So our backgrounds and our when the word underprivileged is used, that's what it means. You just didn't have the privilege to even hear about opportunities like this.
Yeah.
Right? So now that I'm inside, I didn't know about this as a student. Remember you said you had 3.5 GPA in high school? You would have qualified, but you didn't even hear about it. Exactly. So you would have qualified. We have the grades for it. We do well in high school. So that's the time to capitalize on scholarship opportunities. But you're not even going to hear about it. So now that I'm inside, I'm telling the streets, yo, this thing is available.
I'm just bothered why it's a secret society.
It is. One of my students says he had full scholarship to Ohio State University. Okay? The scholarship he got is not on the university's website.
How'd he get it?
They fished him out. They sent him a letter.
How?
His SAT, he had a perfect SAT scores. Let's just say that, right?
Oh, okay.
Most of the time, scholarships are given based on merits, your grades, and your needs. So financial needs and merits. Now, the merits people, they tend to go towards a certain school because they trust those schools that their students are smart. So they won't come into the community schools that most immigrants we go to. They don't come there because your school district, they will bypass. They will bypass you. They will say, a student from here is not really an A student. That's what they say. They will have those conversations and meetings about our schools, the one that me and you, we go to. They will say that they know that. They know school districts. So they won't come to our school district.
That's why a lot of parents, literally move to a school district for their kids.
For those things.
Because where we're living, it's not going to give you the opportunity.
Because I say you got to.
You got
to do that.
That's sad.
It's so sad.
Because
that's what it means.
Smart kid in the Columbus School District. And there's a smart kid in Perkinson School.
Yeah. They will get the scholarship, you will not. Because your school is not good.
But I didn't have the opportunity. I can't.
I know. It's sad. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. When we say some things, we say systemic racism, a lot of it and poverty goes hand in hand. Your finances is like the divider class. So unfortunately, when you belong to the low class, unfortunately, you go to the worst schools. Unfortunately, you don't get the opportunities. Unfortunately, you stay there. So you literally have to dig yourself out of those communities. That's why I'm so hard on the young people. Like, your mama did not have the chance. Your daddy, your grandparents did not have the chance. You 18. Bless your heart, you're here. You gotta work. When you see me teaching study tips, that's why I'm teaching the tips. Like, study, go to class, take notes, ask questions, do whatever it takes to do well so you can buy yourself out of your class for your next generation and your next future generation. Somebody said, I came out of poverty, but poverty will not come out of me. Wealth is going to come out of me.
Wow.
My kids will not inherit this unfortunate system.
Yeah.
It's not fair. So we need to learn those things. We need to learn those things so we can dig ourselves out of it, right? So that's really what it is. So when I'm having workshops, those are the things I'm explaining. Know your school district. Know your numbers. Know your status. Then do this. When your status is F or D or E, do X, Y, and Z so you can be at the A status in future. You may not be there right now. It's not your fault. Your parents can afford. Those school districts, do you know the taxes they pay? Do you know their home rent? Our parents can afford it.
Yeah.
They don't have those jobs to do those housing. So what they can afford is what you have. Yeah. But that's okay. Okay? Your background is okay. You just have to be aware of it. Then you change your game plan. Because you're young. You got energy. You can work. That's why I hate young people when they are sleeping on talents, on gifts. Like, you're not going to class, you're sleeping.
Sleeping, not saying snoring, sleeping.
Oh, no.
You mean sleeping on themselves?
Figuratively. Sleep. No.
I like my sleep.
It's good. No, I mean sleeping on your talents, sleeping on your gifts, sleeping when you're supposed to be in class, when you're supposed to be studying. Like, there's time for everything, right? So time management is huge for my clients. I'm going to put you on a time management. You're going to have 8 hours of sleep. But when you're not sleeping, this is what you need to do with your time so that you can get out of it.
Okay.
We need to get out.
Yeah.
Our parents have done enough. They brought us here. That's enough. We got to give them credit. And it's not their fault. They did what they can.
Yeah.
Now learn the system and get out of it.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. So basically, that's what the problems that I'm trying to deal with. That's why I'm specific who I'm helping. I want to help those underprivileged.
God bless
The poor
women
man's
like you.
child that needs the help. There can be fine gold there, but it's covered with dust.
You gotta.
I need to dig it out. Like, we coming out of the dust.
Yeah.
Next time you're going to be president of a university, you're going to be president of that clinic, you're going to make changes so my child can live.
Man, I can only imagine you at 60 just looking at the impact you've made.
Sweetheart.
I can't wait for you to have the fruit of your labor.
Dear Lord.
Like, what
Amen.
you're doing, you are changing lives.
Yes.
For real. If I had someone like you, I would have so much clarity in school.
Yeah.
I would be more comfortable to speak about my struggles because
Right.
somebody else understands my
Right.
struggles. So, your fruit of the labor you put in right now,
It's going to pay off.
you are going to be
By the grace of
fulfilled.
God, 10 years. I'm praying to God to coach 10 black doctors.
Whoa.
Whether PhD, MD, dental, pharmacy,
Yeah.
doctor, 100. Pray for me.
Oh, it's 100.
Yeah.
I thought you said 10.
No, 100 in my
100.
I'm giving myself like 10, 15 years.
100.
Yeah. I want to, because they say that we need it,
Yeah.
but we need to groom the kids. We need to help them. We need to arm them for war. So by the
The
grace
fact
of
that
God.
school is being in the same words as war is crazy to
I
me
know.
because it is war.
It is.
Honestly,
It really is hard on those college streets.
It is.
Yeah.
It
People are
is.
fighting 6 years. They still in the undergrad.
Man.
Yeah, with loads of debt. And like just a lack of knowledge. We're taking loans, we're going to school, we don't graduate, those loans, debt. You're digging yourself. That's another mistake that we're making is debt. Getting ourselves student loan debt. So much loans without a plan. Don't take it. Seriously, let's start at community college, save money, and then go to another school. Let's do all it takes to save money. Because first, when we don't have money, our backgrounds don't have money. For us to be taking $100,000 in loan, how you going to, that could buy your daddy a house.
Yeah.
So we just need to unlearn some things and learn new things, ways to save money, get into the right schools, get these scholarships, get into the right programs. You know, there's so much opportunity there, but it's not very common. So my thing is sometimes, you know, some of these things I can't speak about it on the streets a lot. So, but when I'm coaching you, I will tell you a lot of things.
I want you to talk about how a community college is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing at all.
When I was going to college, it was a taboo.
I know it's misunderstanding of schools, how school works. Honestly, community college is not a problem. One of my clients, she's an A student right now. She's doing 2+2. She's going to do community college for 2 years, go into a 4-year college, finish her 2 years, and go into pharmacy school. Why we starting there is to cut costs. It is saving her. She's going to community college for free right now. Community colleges, you don't have to graduate there. It's a 2-year college, so you can do prerequisites there. Save money. Freshman year, most of us are doing prerequisites. We're taking these foundational classes. Why can't you do it at a community college? It doesn't matter. There was this misconception. If you take community college, you can't get into med school. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. If you do well, they'll transfer your credits and add it to your 4-year and calculate a GPA for you. It doesn't matter where the credit came from. If it's an accredited university in America, your credentials are valid. So A in a community college is valid.
Yeah.
It's a misconception to think that my A from a community college is less than. It's not. At least the system doesn't view it like that. So why are you viewing it like that? Med school
Girl,
people
I
are not
don't know.
viewing it like that.
I don't know, but I just know when I was going to college,
They say don't go. It is.
it means you're not smart enough.
I know, it's
it
a
means
lie.
You're getting less. Like
It's a lie. Do you
it
know
was a
how, you know,
problem.
mindset is really huge. If you don't understand, you believe all of these things, I got to go to 4-year college. I mean, if you go to 4 years, good. You go straight, you're done, right? Community college, you have to have a system in place. I'm going to do 2 here. I'm going to do these specific courses. Then I'm going to go here and do these specific courses. Add it, I'm done, right? There's nothing wrong with that if you know what you're doing. But the problem with community college is if you don't know what you're doing, you can be in there for so long too.
Yeah.
right? Because they don't push for graduation as much as we do at it. So there's pluses and minuses. That's why some of these things, you need a coach. You need somebody to really navigate it for you.
Yeah.
Because you may not understand. If you can go 4 years straight, that's good. But sometimes actually better you start at a community college, you get better grades, they have smaller classes, they pay attention to their students more, you have a higher success rate. Your success is more important than the school. So you want to do well. Where you're going to do well matters. Don't worry about names. It's not like clothes that we're looking for name brand, Gucci, Prada, da. Schools is not like that. School is school. School is school.
The degree is a degree.
A degree is a degree. It doesn't matter. When you went for your job, did somebody ask you where you went to school for?
No. I mean, maybe for conversation,
right.
But it didn't change my offer.
I've admitted people to pharmacy school. I never even look at where their school is from. We're looking at your credentials. Do you have A's in this, and that? That's more important to me than where you went to school. Because a college student is a college student is a college student. You pass, you pass, you pass.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Why are you going to put yourself in a system you're not going to pass just because it's a 4-year college? People are not passing, no.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's not even get into that. People are obsessing over schools. It's higher than your abilities. Don't go there. You will drown. You will not do well. Go to a different school and make you shine. You do well there. Every school is not for everybody. I always say this. Every school is not for everybody. Just because everybody's going there, it's not for you. Your success should be more important to you than the name of the school. We care so much about the name of the school. In Ghana, that's how it works. Like your school matters. That's name of your school matters.
Think so much about that.
Here it doesn't work like that. It's the opposite, actually.
I know with me, my parents told me that when I'm getting my master's, I gotta go to school that has a name.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like,
no,
I don't find any excitement in that. I went to school, barely anybody knows. I still got my degree, I still got my
most
job.
of black doctors in America went to HBCU. A lot of people don't even know HBCU schools. You tell them one, they'll probably know Howard, that's it. They don't know a lot of the HBCUs. They are not big like that. They are not very popular, but their students are doing well.
Yeah.
And they are becoming doctors.
Yeah.
Why does it matter? The black students who are doctors, they didn't go to Harvard. Very few went to Harvard. Majority went to HBCUs. They are not Harvards. As Vice President Kamala went to HBCU. She's a vice president. She didn't go to Harvard. Okay? So your success has nothing to do with the name of the school. Yeah. You go there, you don't do well, you might as well have not gone there. Just because you went there will not get you a job. If you did well there, fine. But if you didn't do well there, you might as well have gone to any other school. Do you get it? Nobody's going to say, because you went to Harvard, automatically come into our med school. No way. You don't have the grades. You didn't pass organic chemistry. You didn't pass physics. You're not coming to med school. I don't care that you went to Harvard. Do you get the difference?
Thank you for breaking that for me.
Thank you. So doing well is more important. I want people to focus on that. Focus on doing well.
Yeah.
Not the name of the school. If you go there and you do well, praise the Lord. But it's hard over there. People are committing suicide over there. So it's for a certain group of people. The professors, they come with a certain mindset. They're like, this kid is nyameche. There are two types of people, nyameche and brenya. Nyameche is like you woke up with your IQ on, you gifted, basa rough. Brenya, me and Brenya, I work hard, and then I will get my good grades. The people at Harvard, they teach as though everybody's nyameche. They're not seeing the poor man's kid who came from Columbus City School. They don't think that you are there. So they don't teach you like that. Do you get the difference?
Yeah.
So unless you're from Columbus City School and you are nyameche somehow, you can make it, but they are like 0.0%. So the success is low. Why would you go there? Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, if you can do it, go there and shine by all means. But your success hasn't been proven. So go to a proven system that shows that you will do well. Go there.
I was about to ask you to advise, a teenager watching this, but I think unless you have more.
No,
okay.
I'm like,
you're drained.
No, seriously, no. I just want to say one last thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to be intentional about your journey. Chasing the Joneses and following everybody never gets anyone results. So if you don't understand the systems that you're getting yourself to when it comes to education, ask, look for help, do your research. Don't just go with the flow. You will hit rock bottom too fast and come right back out. So when you're dreaming, always make sure that you're doing your research. You're always making your dream tangible. I don't like people say you dream and it'll just happen. It's fake news. Just dreaming doesn't get the results. But you have to dream and put practical steps in place that will get you the result. Do you know what undergrad I went to? Mikachokra, you probably won't know the name. My undergrad was Binghamton University. Have you heard it before?
No.
Doesn't matter. Am I a professor?
You are.
Thank you. So that's what I want you to focus on: your systems, your surrounding, and what's gonna make you achieve your dream. Focus on that. It doesn't matter. Let everybody say, "You going to community college? Are you crazy?" Say, "I'm good. That system works for me. I'm gonna go there. Then I'm gonna go to this school. It's not a name school. Why are you going there? It's a small school. Why are you going there? It's okay. It works for me." That's more important. Focus on that and do well and shine.
Yes, babe. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know why you're laughing. I'm so serious. Like you
just looking at me like, this woman, what is she talking about?
No, I'm looking at you like, this woman, oh my God, where have you been all my life? If I had you at the age of 16, would have been a different story for me.
But that's why we're here now.
Yeah.
I was in school.
Lucky
at that
them.
Time. Yeah, lucky them.
Whatever.
It's okay.
I'll look.
Your nieces, your cousins, your nephews, they can benefit now.
I'll watch them excel.
But you made it, so you don't have anything to worry about. But it's the ones who didn't make it. Like I always say, it's a war, it's a battle. Some people didn't win the battle, the college battle.
Yeah,
a lot of people in our community didn't.
Yeah.
They left.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for gracing my show
You're
once
welcome.
again.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.